Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and this is out my back door. There's our nice backyard. So I had a request from somebody on my channel here about how do I wash my pads. So here's what I do. At the end of the day, if I've used a few pads, I come home and I have a washer and a dryer I bought years ago and set up here. This is just for my pads here for the business. It seems to be a nice machine. And what I do is I come home and I'll put the pads into my utility sink here. And I'll wait till I've got what I figure is about a load before I actually wash them. I don't wash them every day. And when I get home, I turn on the tap and I'll soak them down like this. And I just let them sit there so they remain wet all the time. And then usually within a few days, usually at least once a week, sometimes twice a week, occasionally even more than that. But if I have a big load, if I've done say a big condo or something like that, and I've got a bunch of pads, then I'll probably launder them the same day. I usually would do that. But anyway, I put them into the washing machine, obviously. And there's the refill the machine. I was using this Procyon, actually. But it's getting expensive for me. It's like $100 for this. So I've moved away from that, and I just went and bought some, what's that, Arm & Hammer. I used another one too, another laundry detergent. I don't remember what it was called. Anyway, and I just put it in the washer. I make sure, one of the things I do is before I actually load the washer, I turn on the tap, make sure I've got really good hot water, and then I'll turn it on, and I set it on the heavy duty setting, which gives me the high heat and the fast spin. And then I just wash them. And they come up fine. I don't put my microfibers in there. I actually hang them over here in the dryer, that is. I don't put them in the dryer. But anyway, it seems to work fine. Even pads I've had for years. Let's see if I can find some in here. Here's the green stripe pads of various types, and anyway, see, they're washing up fine. I mean, they never look brand new again. I knew somebody that was using these pads, and he was bleaching them all the time, and they were white, but they were falling apart like crazy all the time. Let's see where my Iron Man is. There's a bunch of Iron Man pads here, and there's some older ones. They do turn a little bit dark after a while, but that's normal. But you can see that they're not actually staining up. They just kind of lose their brightness. Here's a brand new one here, and they lose this appearance pretty quick anyway. And I'm not worried about that. There's a bunch of brand new ones here. The ones that don't wash well are the Super Sorbs. They can get kind of stained up after a while. It's a different material. I've got a bunch of new ones here. Here's some older ones, and they kind of get dingy looking. But, I actually don't even use those in houses anyway. I actually rarely use those. In fact, I don't even use my OP machines anymore. Hardly. But here's some more older Ironmans. They got you can see that one, that's actually pretty worn actually, but it's not stained. Compare that to a brand new one. This is a brand new one. So they will never look like this again after a little bit. It's just not going to happen. But notice that they're not staining up. They're not, covered in black blotches or whatever. So Anyway, so that's how I do it. It's nice and simple, and it works, and seems to clean well. I think well enough, for me anyway. So that's how I do it. It's nice and simple. I used to, when I began, I didn't have the washer and dryer. My wife didn't want me to wash these pads in her washing machine. So I used to take them to the laundromat. But now I've had these washer and dryer for a few years now, and they seem to be working fine. So I will continue that. Anyway, there you go. Hopefully that answers your questions, and thank you for watching, and have a good day.